Hello and welcome to another edition of Truckers Talking Live podcast. I'm JD. I wanted to make this video today and get it out before this coming week, May 11th through the 14th, 15th is Friday. It's very important. It's going to be DOT inspection week. I don't know if you guys are aware, but they pretty much started it a little bit early. I don't know if you noticed, there's been a lot more police on the road pulling trucks over. At weigh stations, they're doing DOT inspections randomly. But I had one done to me, done about a couple of weeks ago in New Mexico, a full level 2 inspection. Very thorough inspection on the vehicle and the trailer that I was pulling. I was there 45 minutes going through everything, brakes and you name it. So you really air brakes and everything under the hood and checking everything and even checking the ELD. That's the biggest thing right now is the ELD. They're checking to make sure that they're legitimate, and better know how to transfer your logs to the officer, whatever website he gives you to transfer those to, whether it's the DOT or the local police or sheriff. But just make sure you know how to do that. It's very important. We're going to go into a few things. I'm not going to make it too long, but this is a very important video for, not only company drivers, but owner operators obviously as well. But, company drivers, the big companies, they give you a binder. Inside that binder, they have all their documents, their liability insurance, their registration for the vehicle, whether the truck is registered and all that good stuff. So make sure that you go through that book and make sure everything is up to date. Because if it's not, you need to get it right away and get it in that book, get it in your phone where you can email it to the officer or at the weigh station, because they'll want it. They'll want to see it, and it's got to be up to date. Some of these companies, they're big companies, but they have so many vehicles, so many trucks that sometimes they can't keep up with, who did I send the latest registration to, insurance card, or whatever the case. So make sure that it's your responsibility as a driver to make sure that those documents are up to date, and all the documents are there in that binder. You keep it in your door, so if you do get pulled over, everything is right in that binder. You're not fiddling around looking for stuff, because officers get very antsy. They have low patience, and they want everything right away. And if they see you fumbling, that means you're not prepared and you're nervous, and they're going to start digging even more. So just, again, be ready, be prepared. You got to be, even if you work for a big company, just make sure all those documents are there and they're updated. And especially the ELD, how to operate the ELD. Those documents need to be in there, because if the officer takes your tablet and he doesn't know how to operate it, you can hand him that instruction manual and let him do it. They may ask you to do it. If you can do it, great. But if you don't know how to do it and they have to do it, they may write you a violation, because you're really responsible to know how to operate the ELD in all facets, and also how to transfer the logs. Very important. Also, owner operators, obviously, it's similar with the binder, keeping your cab card, information, your liability insurances for your truck and for whoever you're hauling for. Make sure you have that information. Very important. Make sure you have, if you're pulling a load at the time, make sure that you have the BOL. That goes for company drivers as well. Make sure you have the paperwork for the load that you're pulling, and make sure there's a seal. If the seal's there, make sure it matches the paperwork. Again, a lot of this is just the basic stuff, but if you're not prepared, they will write you violations. And if they find things that are not accurate or correct, you could be on the phone calling for somebody to come and pick up your load and take off with it and continue that delivery, because you're not going to be able to drive. They're going to take you off the road, and it's come down to no joke. They're really cracking down. So this is going to be a week that, again, you have to be prepared. It's just basic stuff, not too much stuff to remember, but obviously you guys know how to test your truck, how to test your air brakes, what you're looking for. Make sure all your fluid levels are up. Make sure your windshield wipers work and the windshield washer fluid works. That's important, because visibility is huge. You have to see where you're going, right? And if your wipers aren't working, that's a big, believe it or not, it's a big red flag. And they have the discretion to do whatever they want to do once they find a few things wrong, or you're not prepared, or you're fumbling around, you don't know how to test things. They're going to ask you, do you do your pre-trip every day? How long does it take? If you don't know how to do it in front of me, I doubt you know how to do it without me, and I doubt you do it. It's very important that your vehicle is inspected every day, and if they see that you don't even know how to do that, that's a big problem. So you need to brush up on, wherever you got your license. There obviously you probably all have paperwork on how to do a pre-trip. Maybe you need a refresher, but just make sure you got your shit together, because man, they're coming after you. They're gonna hit you hard, and they don't want people on the road that don't know what they're doing, or not safe and legal. That's what they're looking for. And again, if you just try to, if you have a problem speaking all, English fluently, I suggest you really start brushing up on some basics, like, just basic questions that he may ask you, and make sure you have basic answers, because if he thinks you can't communicate in English, that's a huge problem right now. So just be ready. This is just a message from me. You can take it, whatever way you want. I'm just letting you guys know that it's coming this week. Be ready. Any way stations you're going to be pulled in, they're probably going to check you out. They're probably going to have extra staff on hand doing the inspections. Don't be surprised if you're parked in a rest area. I saw it a couple days ago. I saw a truck being inspected in a rest area. So he pulled in to take a break, and he got wrong place, wrong time. Officer started checking out his truck, asking him for documents. So, and it's a random thing. They spot check, whatever they do, and if you've had it done recently, you may not have it done. But if you haven't had it done recently, and you're not in the system that you had a DOT inspection recently, you're probably a target. So just again, be ready, be prepared. Documentation, the basics, checking the air brakes, making sure you pump the brakes, the alarm comes on when it loses air pressure. Those basic things they're looking for safety. It's all about safety, right? And that's really the main thing. A fire extinguisher, make sure it's good and full and what have you, and it's not rolling around in the truck. Everything's secure in your cab, and you have your flares, your triangles, or if you break down, make sure you have all that. You don't need chains right now, but good to have them on the truck if you're up in those areas. Just, you won't need them right now, but I don't know what they do about that. But just make sure you have your stuff ready, all your safety, security, items ready. But this is just the basics that I can give you. Just if if you have any comments, you can comment, but I may do a follow-up video, but I just wanted to put this out there to just let everybody know, be ready, and be prepared. And you have a couple days here now to prep everything, get what you need, any documentation, and get like a routine or a script going for if you do get pulled over. They'll ask you for your license and your registration and maybe the insurance, and if you're owner or operator, they might ask you for a lease agreement with whoever you're pulling for. They're going to ask for as much paperwork as you have, and you make sure it's in that book so you're not fiddling through your backpack or whatever in your truck, because they don't have time for that, and they get angry and impatient. Some guys are decent guys, but some are not. So just luck of the draw there, and it depends what state you're in. So every state's a little different, and they have their rules, and but at the end of the day, it's all for DOT, and they have all been briefed. Even police officers and troopers, they have been briefed about picking up some of the slack for the DOT inspectors and those cruisers that drive around, for strictly only for DOT. So even the state troopers, the regular police officers, have been briefed, and they're involved now. Just let you know. So if you get pulled over, a speeding ticket or speeding, infraction or whatever the case, be prepared for that too. They're going to add that in, not just the speeding ticket or the violation you're pulled over for, but they're going to take it to the next level with the inspection as well. So just really be ready. Try to obey construction zones. If the speed limit says 55, don't go over 55 in the construction zone, because you will eventually get pulled over, and they're not happy with that, because that's a safety issue, especially if there's workers present. But if they post a speed, whether it's 2 o'clock in the morning or 12 o'clock in the afternoon, just be ready. I'll give you a quick example. I'll just let you know that I went through a construction zone. It was 12:30, middle of the night, and I was in, where the hell was that? It was Oklahoma. And in Oklahoma, there's a construction zone, and 12:30 at night, I got pulled over for going 10 miles an hour over. I didn't get a ticket, but I did get a warning, a written warning, and it's not good. It's not good because it's on the record. It doesn't go, I don't believe, on the clearinghouse or anything, but for that stage, they said that it's on it's on there. It's on the record. So just don't speed through construction zones, especially this week. You're really, they're out to get you. They're out to catch you and give them a reason to pull you over, and then do that inspection, and then perhaps write you a ticket as well, which isn't good, for your record. So don't speed. Watch those construction zones, stop signs, red lights, and all that good stuff. So just some little tips here just to be prepared. Again, if you have any questions, you can comment. If you have something to add, comment. You may know more than me, or you may have heard something different than me, but I just felt that this was a good thing for you guys, and looking forward to continuing some of these videos. And just be safe next week, and please be prepared. That's it, paperwork wise, and everything else that goes with it. Safety, that's what it's all about. That's what they're looking for. It's all about safety, and that you guys have the knowledge and you're professional drivers, you should know all this, right? And that's what they are told, that we know everything we need to know. So they test you on that, and they want to make sure that you do know. All right? So you guys have a great day and enjoy your weekend and be ready for next week. All right? Take care. Be safe.